Welcome to Toenjes Nature Center, and my name is Anna Toenjes. This is our red-tailed hawk. He's one of the birds that we have here at Toenjes Nature Center. He's a raptor, which means that he's a bird of prey. He actually hunts food and he eats meat. This bird lives with us here because he was actually injured. He was hit by a car, and so when we got him from the Raptor Center, he had a broken collarbone, which is kind of your bone that you have there. With a bird, if they break their collarbone, in theory they shouldn't be able to fly. When they first took him out of his crate and put him in his new enclosure, he flew out of the box. So he can fly a little bit, but probably not well enough that he'd be able to soar way up high and actually be able to catch his own food. So instead we have him here, and we provide for him. He eats sometimes squirrels, rabbits, mice, chicks, all sorts of different foods that he gets to eat. These are a really common bird here in Minnesota, probably one of the most common hawks that you're going to see. These hawks are the birds that you would see if you're driving along the highway with your mom or dad and you see that there's a bird sitting up on the light post. Oftentimes it's these birds, the red-tailed hawk. The reason they're sitting up on those light posts, it's a good place to be able to look for food because along roadsides, and actually probably how he got hit by a car was he was hunting along a roadside, is because when people are driving their cars, sometimes you finish your apple and you throw your apple core out the window, you finish your cheeseburger and you throw part of the bun out the window, and who comes to the side of the road to eat it but little mice and rodents, which is what he eats. So when people litter along the roadsides, it attracts rodents and other small animals, and that's what he eats as his main food supply. So oftentimes a lot of raptors will get hit because they're alongside the road, either scavenging for roadkill or because that's where their hunting grounds are, because it's just easier to find prey there. That's how he got hit by a car, and now he lives here with us. Since he's a raptor, he has a couple of specialized tools that help him hunt for his prey. On his feet, he has these really sharp talons. It's why I have this thick leather glove on, because if I didn't, his talons would hurt my arm quite a bit. They're very sharp. It's what he uses when he's hunting. Hawks especially will use their talons and their feet to kick animals, or to kick birds in the air, or to hold down an animal while they rip it apart with their curved beak, which is the other thing that makes them kind of special. They have that hooked beak because it helps them pull apart their prey into smaller pieces. So if you caught something like a owl, or I guess a smaller owl, or maybe a squirrel or a rabbit. Something back there. That he'd be able to actually pull it apart into smaller pieces so that he could actually eat it. He also has really, really big eyes. Since he has really big eyes, he can focus really well on something that's really far away because he has a very good depth perception. He has little tiny whisker-like feathers that are around his beak so that when he can't see something that's super close to his face, he can still kind of feel it with those whiskers that are around his face. Hawks are very powerful though, so usually they'll catch a larger prey item. Something like a mouse would not really fill him up. He would need to catch a lot of mice to be able to be satisfied. So usually he would catch something bigger like a rabbit or a squirrel for himself to eat.